Welcome to the grand finale of the BAM Pro Tour regular season. The West Coast best anglers are taking on Thermalito Afterbay in Northern California, chasing a dream, a spot in the inaugural BAM Trail Pro Tour Championship. The battle begins now. Let's fish! The BAM Pro Tour is a hybrid fishing tournament with the following rules. For the first 2 days, anglers compete by catching the 5 heaviest bass or by landing the most scoreable bass over 12 inches for this fishery. On the final day, weights reset, and it's the best 5 bass that will determine who is a champion.
You know, I was here a couple years ago in a different event, and things went well. It was still a pretty tough fishery, but it's a month later than when we were here, and with the cooler weather, I'm hoping and thinking that the fish will be a little bit more cooperative. The days are shorter than they were now, it being in mid-September. So, but I think guys are gonna, the anglers are gonna have a lot of fun. You're gonna be able to catch them a lot of different ways.
I feel like this is the best group of anglers that there ever has been, here on the West Coast. The Super 60 is probably going to be amazing. I can't wait for that because, more competition is more competition. You want to beat everybody, right? So that's the whole gig for me. I just want to, be able to compete with the best in the West.
I'm just going to kind of take some Delta techniques and see if those will play here today, and we'll see how it shakes out. But I'm looking forward to getting out there. I'm boat number 4, so hopefully I make the right decision and go the right way.
You know it, always ready. Let's get after it.
I'm ready as I'll ever be. I'm ready to go get them. Hell yeah.
I'm ready, man. Let's do it.
We kick off the Thermalito Afterbay with Ken Ma. Ken is a heavy favorite rolling into this event as he won on this very body of water in 2022. Thermalito is loaded with prime water for punching and flipping, however, Ken Ma has started out with a chatterbait.
For me, I'm fishing how I like to fish, so like I said, throwing a lot of top water, a lot of braided, a lot of sunline braid on a lot of my rods, and and I'm able to power fish them. So I'm gonna hopefully continue that tomorrow. Let's see what the conditions are. It's supposed to be a little warming trend, so things are gonna change. Every day is different. So today is just it feels good. You got off to a great start, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Jumping over to Luke Johns, he started the morning with a variety of baits, but is now using a frog in backwater toolies.
Oh, dude, look at that.
Boom. We like that, baby. We like that. Look at that. Ooh. Ah. And look, we're hidden. Nobody can even see us. That's the best part right there, baby. Don't you love that? Woo! All right, number 3. Forgot how to count there for a minute. I'm jacked up now, dude. Let's go. That was fun. Oh, not a huge one, but probably close to 3 pounds, a little shy. Gosh, can you beat catching them on a frog though like that, man? I love it. All right, let's do that again. Oh, he was just sitting back in this little pocket of duckweed back here. Thought he was getting breakfast, but.
As the camera boat comes up to Jake Boomer, he's getting keeper number 2 entered into the Tourney X leaderboard.
It is a 7'10", I think 7'10" or 7'9" mag hitter, which mag stands for Magnum. I have a Corrado 8-to-1 with a 50-pound P line and a 1 ounce weight. And this is just, I don't know if I'm doing this right. I would love to be able to get bites like this. Just throwing over all these reeds and like drag them out. Heron Martin styles. The one common denominator is they have been under dead reeds and not under the grass like this. But there was a lot of, there was a couple fish caught back here. I caught my first one somewhere around here. Wow, right before I left.
With the day coming to a close soon, Hayden Lee is able to land his 5th keeper of the day flipping into the toolies on Thermalito. Much like the rest of the BAM anglers, Jason Bradshaw is using his knowledge and experience from the California Delta and Clear Lake to punch and flip his way through Thermalito.
I don't know what the other guys have been doing, but a lot of them, I haven't been throwing on the outside edge. I've been throwing way back in there. And those fish, they're just hard to get out, even if they're small, But I don't know, I'm optimistic. I feel like you can get some 5-pound bites doing this. I'm just gonna kind of stay here and ride it out. No sense in bouncing around. I've gotten some really, I got the one really good bite and a 3+, and I lost another one kind of the same way I did the big one. I don't know how big it was though. It's definitely a keeper. So those fish are here. You can see all of this, like you can't hit it all, right? And I feel like when you throw it out and it lands on top of one's head, they eat it right away. And a lot of times, I'm not even really feeling a bite. Like they eat it right away, but they just sit there with it in their mouth, and it just feels like mush. I've had a few where you could feel the bite, but I feel like those have been smaller fish.
Not early. I think the last one I caught was like 11-ish. So, that's earlier, but not. No, was that one? Yep. Nice one. Look at that, hook freaking came out. Ah, that's scoreable. 3-pounder, some good ones here. See how stuck he was? Yep. Not gonna help me, but it's scoreable. For me, this is just like my bread and butter right here, 80 braid, Chronarch 150 XG, 711 Loomis flip and stick. That's a 1 ounce weight, hand-tied G-Money skirt, and a spicy purple college crawl. So I think it just looks like a lot of the bluegill that they're eating right now, so that's why I'm throwing that. And that's it, and that fish was kind of sitting in a little grass mat right on the backside of a point. Flipped in there and it got tight, and the rest was business.
Day 1 of the Bass Boat Technologies BAM Pro Tour on the Thermalito Afterbay, presented by Tackle Warehouse, is producing quality bass. Stay tuned, there's a lot more action when we return.
Randall and I want to talk to you real quick about choosing the right electronics mount for your bass boat.
And we know the quality and effort that Van Foster has put into this company.
So what you get is a custom fitted mount, not some mass-produced universal mount for every bass boat out there.
Seat pedestal plugs, tool holders, steering wheel spacers, and battery trays are all made with the same attention to detail that Bass Boat Technologies is known for. Check them out at bassboattech.com. You'll be glad you did.
The newest addition to the Basscat STS family is here. Introducing the Caracal STS, showcasing aggressive styling paired with enhanced performance and a continued dedication to raising the bar. Measuring in at 20 feet 2 inches with an ultra-wide 96-inch beam and rated for a 250 to 300 horsepower engine, the Caracal STS boasts agility and speed and is finished with premium features to satisfy any angler. Basscat Boats. Feel the rush.
Tackle Warehouse has been the premier online tackle shop since 2003, with a huge selection of not only the latest and greatest from the biggest brands, but the hard-to-find regional specialties as well. Tackle Warehouse. Click, save, fish.
Welcome back to the BAM Pro Tour. Fishing conditions were tough for all anglers across the board, but the quality of bass is superb. As the Pro Tour anglers gather their live wells, it's time to weigh some bass.
We can call up our first angler. He's out of Elk Grove, California. Let's bring him up, Mr. Ken Maw. Come on up to the stage, my friend. 5 fish go. 20.96, 20.96. Dang. Good job, man. Good job out there.
You know, this place sets up a lot like Clear Lake and Delta combined. Today they were pulling a lot of water, so actually there was kind of like a tide. So, but it fishes to my strengths. You know, I can power fish them, put a flipping stick in my hand. I can throw a lot of top water. That's basically what I did. And, you know, I was able to catch some key fish, not early, but earlier in the day. And then once I got to that kind of 18-pound range, I really started practicing. Because I felt like, you know, I didn't want to continue catching, even though, you know, in this format, you get credit for all the scoreable bass you catch too. I didn't want to continue catching like 3 and 3.5 pounders today, knowing that the weights are going to zero on Championship Sunday. So great start. You know, I had 20.96, and you know, I'm thinking that if I catch 8 pounds tomorrow, you know, 3 to 4 scoreable. If I have 8 pounds, 10 pounds for sure, I think I'll make Championship Sunday.
Our next angler going to be coming up to the scale right now. His name is Mr. Ish Monroe, and he's out of Oakdale, California. Set him down right there real quick. 22.02. That takes over first place for right now.
Today went real good, you know, catching them the way I love to catch them. Caught them on a frog, caught them flipping, the only 2 ways that I love catching them. Basically, I'm going to go back out tomorrow, just make sure I make the cut. You know, I'm not going to try to pound all my stuff too hard, just go out there. I figure if I catch a limit tomorrow, I'll be good on keeper count, and the fish size has been really pretty decent, so I think I'll be good weight-wise as well. So just go out tomorrow, make the cut, and then worry about catching big ones on Sunday.
Jason Bradshaw is up next.
Yes, sir. 5 fish go 19.67. 19.67. Oh, man. 7.19.
You never know with this body of water going up and down and cold water coming in, like what the day is going to be like, if it's going to be numbers or weight. So I'm blessed to have that weight.
Jason 719 takes over the big bass of the tournament. Next up is Hayden Lee. Hayden brings in 16.59 pounds with 5 total keepers on Tourney X.
I'm sitting pretty good. It was definitely a grind. Tomorrow I need to figure out how to catch a few in the morning. I feel like I burnt 2 or 3 hours that I could. I'm sorry. Burn a couple hours that I could have been doing something different, searching a little bit, but it worked out today. Tomorrow, hopefully, get a few more bites. I only had 5 bites all day, and I caught all of them, thankfully. So, see you tomorrow.
We got a guy named Luke Johns over here. Some of you might know. 5 fish go 16.65. 16.65.
Started out a little rough. You know, I was boat 23, starting spot I wanted to go to. I literally watched 3 boats pull up on it this morning while I'm sitting there waiting to blast off. So ran down to another area, got a bite in about 5 minutes, and lost that one. And it was that's kind of a point where you could spiral already, but managed to keep a level head, put 3 in the boat pretty quick, and then just pieced together a couple more keepers throughout the day. But it was junk fishing at its finest. I think I caught fish on maybe 5 or 6 different baits today.
Here's a look at the top 5 in weight and top 5 in keeper count. Ishman Roll holds the top spot for weight. While Bill O'Shin didn't have the best weight, his keeper count of 9 has him leading that side of the field. As day 1 comes to a close, will Ishman Rowe be able to hold on to his 2-pound lead? Will someone take over with a higher keeper count? Stay tuned to find out, but there's more BAM Pro Tour right after a word from our sponsors.
Champions, fish with Garmin.
That's me, sweetheart.
Whoa! For the 2nd year in a row, the Bassmaster Classic finishes with a cherry on top. Finally, Christie conquers the Classic. Yeah, 2024 is Hamner time.
Hey folks, pro bass fisherman Mark Lassane here. My garage was completely cluttered with outdoor gear. But then I discovered StoreQuest self-storage. Now, check out my space. It's like my own personal oasis. All my fishing rods, my gear, have a home away from home. With everything neatly organized, I can spend more time doing what I love. Thanks to my StoreQuest unit, I've decluttered my life and made room for adventure.
Bass Angler Magazine brings you more. If you want to learn the latest techniques, win your next bass tournament, or simply catch more bass, then Bass Angler Magazine is for you. From California to Florida, finesse to frogging, Bass Angler Magazine is jam-packed with how-to information from the world's best pros. Published every season, Bass Angler Magazine is crammed with fresh new articles designed to help anglers of all levels learn more and catch more bass. Sign up at bassanglermag.com today. Bass Angler is also available at Tackle Warehouse, Bass Pro, Cabela's, or for your mobile device at the Apple newsstand.
Welcome back to the Bass Boat Technologies BAM Pro Tour on Thermalito Afterbay, presented by Tackle Warehouse. With slower fishing expected, there's potential for a shakeup in the top 10 leaderboard.
Kind of anxious to get out there and see what's going to happen. Who knows? This place, it changes so much. You could go out and sack them one day, and the next day it could be total famine. So I'm hoping I don't stumble, but I'm just going to fish as hard as I can and try to get the right bites.
You know, I had a good frog bite going and I had a good flip bite going. I got several bites on both of those methods, and I had some of them going in the afternoon also. The water dropped consistently during the day, and I was still catching them late into the afternoon, so I feel like even with the water level as low as it is today, that the bite should remain consistent.
I took a lot less rods, or put a lot less rods on the deck of the boat today. I'm gonna put a punch rod in my hand and a flip rod and just grind it out.
You know what, here's what I think I need to do. I need to concentrate on keepers. Yesterday I went for big fish in some areas I found during practice, and I had 2 of them on, and they're big fish. But that's not gonna cut it. I'm too far down in weight, so now it's just lighten up the keeper, you know, the keeper count. So I just kind of scaled back the baits a little bit. I've got my big baits ready to go over there in a moment's notice, but I'm probably going to lean on that nail a little bit this week. I also got a little hidden gem I've been playing with too that they've been eating, so I'll deal with that later on.
The Pro Tour anglers are racing out to their morning spots. We start day 2 with Ken Ma, who is tucked into pockets on the southern end of Thermalito.
There's one. Not very big, but we'll take them. Nice. That's a way to start right there. A couple of these. We'll be in business right there in the corner of the mouth. A little 2-pounder. So, yeah, I don't know this lake. I've been on this lake total my whole life. There was a previous Apex tournament here. I had those 3 days plus a scout day, so 4. I had 1 scout day here, that's 5. Yesterday and today, so I've had 7 days total on the lake. I don't know the lake at all, but it fishes a lot like Clear Lake and the Delta do. So what I found yesterday is that I thought I was gonna catch these fish in, and I did, but then I had caught a couple fish out. And what it is there's a bunch of this grass out here in anywhere from 4
to 6 feet deep. And then I'm starting to learn where the little deeper spots are, where the high spots are. So the tournament's evolving. That's what I love about this format is I don't have really a lot of preconceived notions. You know, I'm fishing what I see and I'm fishing it on instinct, and it's a much easier to adjust when you don't have that history and those preconceived notions. So, but I'm learning kind of like where the little deep ditches are, where the washes are, you know, and that whole thing is going to evolve. And if I'm blessed to make it till Championship Sunday, all that, how the grass lays out, how the ditches lay out, where the washes are, all that's going to help me, because then tomorrow I could really go after them.
Let's jump aboard with the winner from the Columbia River, Conrad Demekis. Conrad reels in a small keeper to get his morning started as the camera pulls up.
Caught about a 4.5 pounder out here in some of the submerged grass, and came up here this morning, and lo and behold, Ken is on it. So not a secret. These guys are so good, they find everything. So I started off on the edge, kind of giving him his space, and I flipped about a 3 pounder, which was a good start. I didn't have a fish till about 10:30 yesterday, so that was nice to have. And then we just rolled out here, and Ken and I have been playing bumper boats a little bit, but all good. You know, this is fishing, and these guys are good and gonna find everything. So in a place this small that fishes this small, you know, this is kind of a situation that's gonna arise. So we got 2 keepers. I figured probably need 4 keepers today to have a chance, or about 13 pounds. So we are, I would say, on track for keeper count, but wait, we're gonna need to catch a couple of those 3-4 pounders today for sure. You know, fishing BAM has been super cool for me. The fact that there's no practice is probably my favorite part. I like to, I think it makes you a lot better of a fisherman when you got to roll up, look at your map, and figure out where to go and how to catch them. So I think it takes a pretty good angler to be able to do that, and I think it makes you a better angler as well. So that's probably my favorite part of it, is no practice. And then this group of guys is the best in the West. So come out here and compete against these guys, you know you're doing something right. Looking forward to next year, but right now we've got to catch us a couple bass.
Nice catch! Jake Arbuckle lands a solid keeper to add to the Tourney X leaderboard after a tough day 1 on Thermalito.
It's 11:18. I got 1 fish in the boat right when you guys pulled up on me there. I actually saw her sitting down in this grass pile, pitched a little swim bait right to her, and she swam over and sucked it right up. That's been the first fish in the 2 days that I've been able to do that too. Lot slower today than it was yesterday for me. Didn't have a great day yesterday, but I had some bites. I've caught 1 short fish so far today. It's tough. You know, I see a lot of guys running around, they're running around early. Conditions, I think the biggest thing hindering the bite right now is the conditions. You know, it's 11:19 and we're sitting in 60-degree water. It's been really cold. The fish aren't real active. We've got, you know, a little bit of wind or breeze would really help us, and we're just not getting it. There's one right there. So these fish are very, very finicky. You can see them. It's just they're tough to catch. Lightened up my line a little bit, and I went to 12 pound instead of 15 and 20, just to try to get a couple extra bites with this super clear water.
Hayden Lee is also deep in the Tule, flipping for bass.
There we go. The flip bite's way better today. Ow. My lower back's been messed up. It's a keeper.
Looking to make improvements from day 1, Jason Hickey is hoping for a key Thermalito bass to bite.
Rattle trap, LV.
Look at that, Mark. That was kind of cool. They are fat and healthy.
Next, we head to Earl Dalton III, who is near the center of Thermalito, fishing around Tule Islands.
I came through here and I saw groups of them, 5 or 6 of them, cruising together. So I figured I'd just try and drag this Senko down the edge of this shaded weed line here, see what happens, and worked out for me one time. Got a 1 ounce weight, little punch skirt, got the old Yamamoto flapping hog on there. Green pumpkin, little purple flake on it. I know it's gonna be getting tougher and tougher. Everything's getting beat up. This guy's just cycling through here.
Nick Cloutier had 8 total keepers on day 1 and is looking to capitalize on the early morning bite to hold his position in the top 10.
First thing in the morning, I went into an area that I was getting bit yesterday. Picked up my flipping stick. It's a 8-foot Phoenix Recon Elite with a 1 ounce. I wasn't using a skirt for my punch rod. I was using a Yamamoto flapping hog. And the key to getting the bites that I've been getting all week is I was going into the back of these Tule berms. So you'd have your normal, Tule Island, but you had to get into it or flip very far into it. Seemed like the fish were more in the backs than hanging out front. And that's what clued me into the flip bite yesterday, is I was flipping, and I wasn't getting bit. And then I started to see Tule laydowns in the centers of these berms, and I don't think a lot of guys were getting back there. So some of them are pretty technical. This morning, I went straight there, and one of them, you have to get back in. It's like 4-wheel driving a boat back there. And I flipped in there. I think it was my second fish of the morning. It was my big one. I flipped it real far into the back, and she thumped it, and I just drug her all the way out and boat flipped her. So yeah, that's the ticket for getting those flip bites, and that's what I was doing.
Don't go anywhere, BAM fans. It's time to cut the field down to the top 10. Weigh-in is coming up next.
The news continues.
Right now, news moves fast, unlike anything we've seen before. So we have to be ready.
Ready to get it to you when it happens and with the smart context you need.
Dish customers can stream us live anytime, anywhere. With the Dish Anywhere app and the Fox News app, we're there.
With real news and real honest opinion, and it's all included in your Dish service, so you don't miss a moment.
With the Dish Anywhere app or the Fox News app, you can watch live breaking news anytime, anywhere.
Competitive anglers powered by Mercury Pro XS outboards have won more bass fishing tournaments than all other brands combined. With lightning-quick acceleration, legendary reliability, and lightweight design, Pro XS has everything you need to travel farther, faster, and harder.
It's the moment when everything is on the line and precision, power, and control make all the difference. A moment over 20 years in the making, anchored on loyalty, trust, and support that goes beyond all expectations. A relentless pursuit of perfection. All born from a revolutionary idea to help you rule the water. Power Pole.
Welcome back to the Bass Boat Technologies BAM Pro Tour presented by Tackle Warehouse. After 2 full days on Thermalito Afterbay, it's time to cut the field of anglers down to 10. 5 from the total weight and 5 from total keeper count.
He's out of Oakley, California, and his name is Nick Cloutier. So, Nick, come on up here. Let's weigh some fish, my friend. Oh, it's a good bag of fish, Nick. It's a good bag of fish right here. He's got 5 fish in there. His 5 fish are going to go 20.70. 20.70.
It's basically, for me, it was just finding the right water temps and the right water clarity. If it was super clear, I wasn't getting bit. I had to find something a little bit more dingy, and warmer water. This place fluctuates water temperatures like crazy. You can be on one side of the lake and it's 67 degrees, 68. Go to the other side and it's getting into 50s. So that I think is huge, you know, finding the right water temps to get these fish to react. If they're in the colder water, it seems like they're just up sunbathing, they're not eating. So where I'm at, it's in the upper 60s, and I think that's a key factor of how I'm catching them.
Jake Boomer had a tough day one and will need a Thermalito miracle to jump into the top 10 cut.
He needed 1439 to make the top 5. He's coming in weighing 1760. 1760.
Jake's big fish of 6.38 pounds secures him a spot for tomorrow. Weighing in 16.59 the day before, Hayden Lee comes up next.
1184, 1184, man. Good weight right there.
And with that, Hayden also makes the cut line. Next up, day one leader Ish Monroe.
You had 22.02 yesterday. You needed 2.17. You got a little less than yesterday, but 18.98. Great weight, man.
Feeling pretty good. You know, I had a great day today. Caught a limit pretty early, shook off some fish, shook off quite a few fish today. Hopefully that some of those big ones bite tomorrow and have over 20 tomorrow, and that's what it's going to be.
Ken Ma was first across the stage yesterday and last up today.
You need 748 to make that top 5. 748. He's going to have 1173. 1173.
So things went pretty good. I don't feel like I hurt any of my fish. I went pre-fishing around 10:30, 11 o'clock. Maybe stumbled onto some things that I can add on to what I'm primarily doing. Tomorrow there's gonna be a lot less pressure on the boat, but 3 days of pressure on the fish are I think it's starting to take its toll a little bit. So weight 0 tomorrow. I think that someone's gonna have to catch at least 17.5 pounds. And it could very well take more. There's some big fish in this place, and there's been some big bags weighed in.
The top 10 list of anglers is set. Championship Day on Thermalito is coming up next.
Hi, this is Josh McMurray. I'm the city manager for the city of Oakley. We're located on the Delta. We have a beautiful shoreline, and we really want to promote the city as the gateway to the Delta and showcase everything that we have to offer. We have a beautiful downtown that's expanding, brand new restaurants. What we're trying to do is build that brand to make sure that people know that you can come to Oakley and you can do everything that you want associated with the Delta, and you can still stay here, eat here, and have a good time in a very family-friendly and safe environment.
Tackle Warehouse has been the premier online tackle shop since 2003, with a huge selection of not only the latest and greatest from the biggest brands, but the hard-to-find regional specialties as well. Tackle Warehouse. Click, save, fish.
The newest addition to the Basscat STS family is here. Introducing the Caracal STS, showcasing aggressive styling, paired with enhanced performance and a continued dedication to raising the bar. Measuring in at 20 feet 2 inches with an ultra-wide 96-inch beam and rated for a 250 to 300 horsepower engine, the Caracal STS boasts agility and speed and is finished with premium features to satisfy any angler. Basscat Boats. Feel the rush.
Welcome back to the Bass Boat Technologies BAM Pro Tour presented by Tackle Warehouse on Thermalito Afterbay. It's time for one last day of tournament fishing with just the top 10 anglers. It's anybody's day to leave a champion.
Feel great. Anytime you're fishing Championship Sunday, you should be feeling good. Got a little bit of nerves. I've got a couple things on the line. The tournament win for one, AOI for number 2. And, I think I've got to win the tournament and Kobe's got to finish 8th or lower. So even if I win, I still got to worry about AOY. So, but if I win, I have a chance at AOY. If I don't win, then I don't have a chance at AOY. So I'm going out there, you know, and I'm going to push hard, fish hard, and I'm calling myself 2-rod Todd. I'm having 2 rods on the deck, and that's the Ish's Fat Matt Daddy Frog and, you know, the Missile Baits D-Bomb, and I'm just going to have at it.
But today's a different day. The water's up 1.5 feet. Which changes this place quite a bit. But yeah, I'm still excited. I know I'm fishing around a lot of fish.
I feel pretty good with like 21 pounds. I think 21. I think that's going to be the number. I mean, somebody could crack a bigger bag than that, but I feel like if you get 21, 20 and a half, I got a feeling you got a really good shot.
It's so hard to win these events, you know, any 3-day event where you got to catch, you know, 15 fish, especially by yourself. I always say that events are so hard to win, and it's hard to make top 10. So every time I make one, I'm thankful for it, never take it for granted, and I'm excited. You know, I get to go after everything. You know, yesterday, once I had my target weight, I kind of let off the gas a little bit. So today I get to go after everything, and you know, so we'll see what happens. You know, I'm optimistically cautious and ready to get after it.
I was focusing on key stretches. This place is really small, and there's just really key stretches, and it's very important to just go slow and make exact casts. Don't blow out areas, and really pay attention to what you're doing, because those fish, they're down there. This water's super clear where I was fishing anyway, and they're down there. They're just looking at you. So you got to be very stealthy. So that's been key for me so far.
I'm feeling good. I feel pretty rested, which is surprising because I've been flipping a heavy weight for however many hours. That's the plan, go flipping, go chatterbaiting. I gotta see what the water level is. If the water level is like it was yesterday, I'm probably gonna flip all day. If the water level came up, I'm gonna experiment this morning with some chatterbaits and some reaction stuff. But as soon as the water gets where I want it to be, whatever they're fluctuating, it's hard to tell at this place, but it's almost like a tide. When that water starts to get like an outgoing tide at the delta, the flip bite is getting pretty good, so see what happens.
We've seen a lot of tough fishing this week, but we've also seen the quality of bites that are coming in, so it could really be one. I mean, someone might win it with 16, but somebody also might have 24 today.
As the top 10 anglers blast off one last time, we follow Ish Monroe, who has led the field the past 2 days.
Stay pegged. Where's the line? Sometimes you just gotta go in there and get them. Oh. Whoop, get up. Number 2.
We're moving to Ken Maw's boat now to see how his morning bite is shaping up.
A lot less pressure in the area today, you know. Me and Hayden have been in the same area all 3 days. You know, he's been up shallow and I've been out fishing this transitionary grass. So, you know, they didn't bite quite as good yesterday, but I also didn't lean on them that hard yesterday. So, you know, I'm throwing a chatter, Bama bream. I got a kamikaze big bite swim on, got a little chartreuse on the tip. 20-pound fluorocarbon tied to 50-pound sunline braid, 7.5-foot Loomis flipping stick, and a Corrado 6.2-to-1. I'm just slow rolling it down in grass that's anywhere from 4 to 6.5 feet. So I feel like I'm in an area that I can win. You know, I don't know if they're gonna end up biting this bait or not. So, you know, I may have to adjust and, you know, I don't know, pull out a flipping stick and, you know, kind of chuck that around a little bit. And, you know, but I feel like the fish are here for me to win. You know, so just pray they cooperate. Cool. Yeah, little one. Not scoreable. He was in the freaking perfect spot though. You see me go, oh God. I was like, dude, that's too good a spot for there not to be one. Yeah, he went way back there. But that was the difference of, oh yeah, I'm running to get away from these guys, or versus that moved. And I told you he moved. Keeper, not keeper.
I got 3 fish for maybe 8.5 pounds. I'm just getting a bite here and there. I think I've missed 2 or 3 fish. I had one big one on. It came off pinned up against the tulies. It's just nothing I could do. I put the trolling motor on high. I got within about 10 feet of her. You know, she's hanging like a foot, 2 feet above the tulies, and she just shook off. So that was kind of a heartbreaker, but that's kind of the game, right? Like, you're messing around in this stuff, that stuff's it's just gonna happen. And so I've been trying to throw as far back as I can. And so yesterday, when I had 0 fish at like 1:30, I got on this one little tule clump that was just, you know, kind of like this, or like that one over there, just a little circle. And I just threw right to the heart of it, and 5-pounder. So I feel like some of those bigger fish are further back in there.
With only a few bites landed in the boat, Nick Cloutier's morning has been slow, yet is hopeful for an afternoon bite to heat things up.
I'm just trying to, I was fishing over there for the past 2 days, and I went through that with a fine-tooth comb this morning, and just absolutely nothing, except for one little guy. No bites, no nothing. I do have an afternoon deal that I'm praying works out. Seems like they all get active in the afternoon, no matter what you're doing, if you're flipping or throwing a chatterbait. I went there this morning to try to capitalize maybe a nice morning reaction bite, but I've seen a couple good fish following it on my live scope. They just never committed. So I'm thinking as soon as the water kind of heats up, they get a bit more active. I think that's like the key thing with these fish, is they get shocked and then the water warms up and then they start eating. Yesterday, the morning was fairly decent for me. I caught my biggest one first thing punching, and I was hoping I was gonna run into some good ones. I culled out all the fish that I punched yesterday, except for that big one on chatterbait. So I'm really hoping that bite comes back because they were quality fish. No, this is like absolutely perfect. This is exactly what I've been looking for. They're almost like little channels in between the tule islands, and then they get matted up with all these dead tules. It seems like the past 2 days, that's where the quality fish have been coming out of. But I don't know if it's hard to see, you know, I didn't fish this yesterday, so I don't know if somebody did. I don't really feel like these spots really reload all that great. And if they do reload, they reload with these. But as tough as it is today, I'll take that. Gotta start with 5.
Let's jump now to Colby Pearson. Colby has now made a top 10 appearance in all 4 BAM Pro Tour events.
Going into the season, I knew that this place was going to be a thorn in my side. It's like frogging and flipping and punching. I'm okay at that stuff. I'm a reservoir guy. I love catching smallmouth. I can reaction fish, all that sort of stuff. But when it comes to really flipping in deep tules and things of that nature, I have no real experience doing that besides a little bit at the Delta here and there for pro-ams. So coming down here, I knew I was really far out of my element. In Oregon, where I live, there's nothing like this. You don't punch for bass in Oregon. I mean, there's hardly any fisheries that set up or get warm enough to even grow grass like that.
Well, couple to start the day, man. Nothing too big, but I'm thankful for him. This place is brutal.
That's it for day 3 on Thermalito. Lines are out. The final weigh-in is coming up next, and we'll soon crown a champion. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this quick break.
Randall and I want to talk to you real quick about choosing the right electronics mount for your bass boat.
And we know the quality and effort that BAM Foster has put into this company.
So what you get is a custom fitted mount, not some mass produced universal mount for every bass boat out there.
Seat pedestal plugs, tool holders, steering wheel spacers, and battery trays are all made with the same attention to detail that Bass Boat Technologies is known for. Check them out at bassboattech.com. You'll be glad you did.
Hey folks, pro bass fisherman Mark Lassane here. My garage was completely cluttered with outdoor gear, but then I discovered StoreQuest self-storage. Now check out my space. It's like my own personal oasis. All my fishing rods, my gear have a home away from home. With everything neatly organized, I can spend more time doing what I love. Thanks to my StoreQuest unit, I've decluttered my life and made room for adventure.
Hey Northern California bass anglers, ready to elevate your fishing game? Ford Fairfield partners with Bass Angler Magazine to offer top-notch trucks tailored for your needs. Our simple pricing ensures a fair deal and exceptional service. We live and breathe bass fishing, participating in local tournaments to understand exactly what you need so you never miss a good bite. Visit Ford Fairfield today and let's hit the water together.
Bass Angler Magazine brings you more. If you want to learn the latest techniques, win your next bass tournament, or simply catch more bass, then Bass Angler Magazine is for you. From California to Florida, finesse to frogging, Bass Angler Magazine is jam-packed with how-to information from the world's best pros. Published every season, Bass Angler Magazine is crammed with fresh new articles designed to help anglers of all levels learn more and catch more bass. Sign up at bassanglermag.com today. Bass Angler is also available at Tackle Warehouse, Bass Pro, Cabela's, or for your mobile device at the Apple newsstand.
Welcome back to the Bass Boat Technologies BAM Pro Tour presented by Tackle Warehouse. After one final day on the Thermalito Afterbay, it's time for the top 10 anglers to head to the stage and crown a champion. First up, Colby Pearson. Colby is in a tight race for Angler of the Year with Ish Monroe.
Watching in YouTube world, Facebook out there making these fish famous. This goes in right now. He has 8.64. He is taking over that hot seat.
Next up is Jake Boomer.
Woo! He done take that seat, 13.73. All right, beautiful, beautiful fish, man.
Bill O'Shin walks up next, trying to take over the hot seat.
We're looking for 13.74 to take that seat. Whew, you look like you want to sit down. You should, 17.10. That's a great bag of fish right there, Bill.
You know, today kind of went as planned. It was a little slow. It was just kind of one fish, and then I'd go an hour or two and one fish. And then toward midday, I kind of figured something out about where they were positioning, and I was able to capitalize on that and caught a few big key bites that really helped me out a lot. And yeah, I was flipping. I was using a Pro Point lure bug and a few other different creature baits, but that was my primary bait. And the reason I was using that is it's a creature bait, but it's got little tentacles that are kind of like a twin-tail grub, but it's compact enough to get in that really thick stuff. So it's got good action, but it gets in that really thick stuff. So I was using an 1.25 ounce weight, and I was getting way back in that stuff, and that seemed to work for me.
Bill O'Shin holds down the hot seat as a few anglers like Hayden Lee, Greg Gutierrez, Jason Bradshaw, and Luke Johns couldn't quite wrangle enough bass. Ken Maw is ready to come up next.
I'll give you a little bit. We'll give that. Oh my God, 17.11, 17.11. And all he could say was, that's it? That's all you needed, 17.11? 29.82! 29.82! There are some beautiful, beautiful Thermalito Afterbay fish.
Nick Cloutier is going to need a huge bag to overtake Ken Maw.
29.83. It's gonna be, I'll give it as much as I can, man. Ready? 29.83 is what we're looking for. He went out there and swung 15.84. Came up just a bit shy, but hey.
Just one more angler left to weigh in. Ish Monroe.
This gentleman, he's had that before. I know you want one. 29.83. Let's get ready to crown a champion. Are you all ready to crown a champion? Come on, get loud. Are you ready to crown a champion? 29.83. 29.83 going onto the stage. 29 going on the scales. 16.79. That means that Ken Maw is your champion.
It was a day of adjustments. I think that's the best thing. Like I said on stage, I think the biggest thing, the first day I caught him on a chatter with a big bite kamikaze swim on trailer, and that day I wasn't easy, but I caught him fairly early, and once I got to my target weight, then I was able to just kind of fish loose. Second day, I didn't need that much. I figured I need 3 scoreable or about 9 pounds. And once I caught 3 scoreable and had 10 pounds, I figured, I can go practice. Today, they would not bite the reaction bait at all. Couldn't get touched on the chatter. I threw different colors, different blade configurations, different trailers. And I ended up putting that down pretty early, about 8 o'clock. And then I do what I always do when things get tough. I glued a flipping stick in my hand, primarily from about 8 o'clock on. I glued a 1 ounce 80 braid Sunline and a 711 Loomis flipping stick. I glued it in my hand and I went to work. I mean, I'm just humbled. Like I said, I always say this, you have to work, you have to prepare yourself, you have to execute, you got to do all those things. But in the end, you got to meet God there, and the opportunity opens when that happens. It's crazy. I think it's crazy. It's so hard to win one of these multi-day events, especially when you have a 31-day off limits, you have no practice. I have a total, including today, I have a total of 8 days on this body of water. 8 days, that's it, my entire life. So I'm humbled. It's crazy to win anywhere once, but then to win somewhere again, I don't know. I'm just almost speechless.
There's one more award to present. The inaugural BAM Pro Tour Angler of the Year.
Stay tuned. The BAM Pro Tour, presented by Bass Boat Technology and Tackle Warehouse, returns after this.
Spencer Lazara here to explain why you need Eternal Lithium batteries in your boat. The cost of our batteries over their life is a fraction of dead acids or AGMs, providing 5 times the power at 1/3 of the weight. We use a high-quality Bluetooth BMS and grade A cells, giving us the confidence to offer a 12-year industry-leading warranty. Eternal Lithium provides peace of mind that you've got reliable, reserve power to keep you safe and give you a chance to win. Contact us now for a free power consultation.
She grew up fast. Will she remember these times and continue the tradition? You better believe it. Tell a new fish story with Garmin.
It's a sure bet. You'll get lucky at Gold Country Casino Resort, where players are treated and winners are made. Getting lucky is the only thing on the menu. And nightlife, it's more than entertaining. After you've won, sharing your luck has never been more comfortable. Bet you'll get lucky at Gold Country Casino Resort.
Hi, this is Josh McMurray. I'm the city manager for the city of Oakley. We're located on the Delta. We have a beautiful shoreline, and we really want to promote the city as the gateway to the Delta and showcase everything that we have to offer. We have a beautiful downtown that's expanding, brand new restaurants. What we're trying to do is build that brand to make sure that people know that you can come to Oakley and you can do everything that you want associated with the Delta, and you can still stay here, eat here, and have a good time in a very family-friendly and safe environment.
You're watching the BAM Pro Tour, brought to you by Bass Boat Technology and Tackle Warehouse. Let's get back to the action.
Central Point, Oregon's Colby Pearson had an outstanding season, and it earned him the Angler of the Year title. Heading into the Thermalito Afterbay event, Colby held a slim 7-point lead over Ish Monroe in the Angler of the Year race. Colby Pearson's season was marked by 4 top 10 finishes, including back-to-back wins at Lake Martinez and Lake Almanor.
Yeah, super stoked, locked up Angler of the Year. We took this race all the way into the final day of competition. If Ish won today, we would have tied, unless, I got 9th or better, so was able to beat a couple guys, and Ken took the win, so finished out the season. It was my 4th top 10 in a row. The fact that there is even an Angler of the Year race after one guy gets 4 top 10s is amazing in and of itself. So first off, props to Ish. We've been duking it out all year. Couldn't be going against a better guy. Super thankful to have been able to finish out the season strong and get that title. Yeah, so my favorite fishery to fish events on is the Columbia River. I think in 2 days, the first 2 days, I scored 111 keeper bass. My average fish was probably 2.5 or 3 pounds, so 100 plus 3-ish pound smallmouth was such a fun event. I only got 5th down there at the Columbia, but that biomass and that fishery and the quality, you got to see it. Make it up to the Columbia River, make sure you go fish up there. City of Boardman, Chamber of Commerce has a hidden gem up there. I hope we keep going back. And couldn't ask for anything more. Can't wait for next year, Super 60.
That's a wrap on the Thermalito Afterbay for the Bass Boat Technologies BAM Pro Tour. On the next episode, it's championship time on the California Delta as the inaugural BAM Pro Tour season comes to an end. Don't miss it.